the Mets. Beat the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kiddies. White. Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are really sucking the ball. Not those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's gonna down to meet the Mets of New York Town. Oh, the butcher and the baker and the people on the streets, where do they go? To meet the Mets. Oh, they're hollering, they're cheering, and they're jumping in their seats, where do they go? To meet the Mets. All the fans are true to the orange and blue, so hurry up and come on down, cause we got ourselves a ball from the Mets of New York Town. Give them a yell, give them a hand, and let them know you're rooting and you stand. Come on and meet the Mets, meet the Mets. Step right up and meet the Mets. Bring your kiddies, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are really sucking the ball. Not those home runs over the wall. The east side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the MTS Mets of New York Town. Of New York Town.
Hey there, everybody. This is CP Cards and Dice, and we are returning with a live stream of a couple of games. One game, the final inning of the 2008 World Series. Potentially. The score is 4-3. Rays are leading it. They're up 3-1 against the 2008 Philadelphia Phillies. It was the Rays and the Phillies in that year. Now, I was playing... to replay this series, I was playing Inside Pitch, and I'm going to do a little bit of that right now real quickly to just show how that works. This is the top of the ninth inning. Brad Lige, or Lidge, for the Philadelphia Phillies against Carl Crawford, left-hander versus right-hander. So when you play Inside Pitch, you read the red and then the white, and I'll show you how that works. So it's a column 6. You go to column 6 to 5 because it's a 6-5, and he's a lefty, so it's going to go to his card because it's a blank. So it's going to go to his card, and it's a 51. A 5-1 is a line shot to left field. So Crawford goes the other way, and Pat Burrell plays it on a hop, gets it into Jimmy Rollins, and Crawford is on with a single. So runner on first. And we're going to try to see if we can get a lead for Crawford. Base stealing, the hole, there's no hole rating there for Lidge. So it's a 5. So let's see what we roll. A 18, so he does not get a lead. And it's B.J. Upton. That's a 54. It's a 5. It's not 54, but it's a 5. And then column, and then row 4. And this gives us a double question mark. Double question mark is right over here. You got to roll a 20-sided die. He's a right-handed batter, so it's 1-4. It's going to, and it won't be 1-4. So that would have been an out on the pitcher's card. Instead, it's going to go to the batter's card. And that's going to be a 3-5. So column 3, 5 is going to be a ground ball hit to the shortstop. Now we're going to try to turn this into a double play. We're going to look at the double play rating of the batter, right? And then the double play rating of the pitcher. And basically right now we're at a -1, which is not basically good. And then we have to look at this, Chase Utley's pivot rating. And he's got a 0, so we're at a -1. So I don't think there's no way of getting a double play, but we're going to try to get the runner, Carl Crawford, at second base. So we're going to roll 1 die, and that's a 5, and it tells us if roll is greater than the runner at first is base running. So the runner at first base running, he's a 3. So it is greater than. So if it's greater than the base running number at third base, he's forced out at second. So it's going to be a 6-4 force out. Rollins. It's going to be Rollins, 6-4. Runner on second is out. And throw to first, not in time for B.J. Upton. All right, Carlos Pena, left-handed batter. Here goes. That's a 6-3. And that's going to be against a lefty. It's going to go back to Pena's card. And that's a 62 or a 6 column 2. And that's a double star 3. A double star 3 is a ground ball to the third baseman. So again, we could get a double play. Pena's got a 2 and he's got a 2. So that's zip. It's going to be Chase Utley. And we saw that was 0. So again, it's not going to be a double play, but we can try to get the force out at second base. B.J. Upton, so the roll has to be higher than a 4, and it is. So we get the force, 5-4, force out number 2 at second base. Keep them at first. At least they're not in scoring position. The score is 4-3 Rays, and the Rays are leading the series 3-1. So, Philadelphia is 3 outs away from being eliminated or losing the World Series. So we're going to see what happens in the bottom of the 9th inning. This is a heck of a game. Evan Longoria, 2008 third baseman for the Tampa Bay Rays, one of my son's favorite ball players. That's a 4-2, and that's going to be a strikeout. We're going to have to look on Longoria against a righty. That's a 13. Ballpark says -1, so it's a 12. And that is strike 3. So Longoria downswing, and that retires the side. Last licks for our boys from Philly. Best cheesesteaks around. Dan Wheeler on the mound for the Rays. That's going to be snake eyes. It's going to be a 1-1, and that's going to be a K+ against a righty. He's a 6 -1 for the ballpark. That's a 5, but the plus means 10. So 5 plus 10 is 15, 15 or less. Strike 3. 1 away. Carlos Ruiz strikes out. Next is a pinch hitter. We're going to pull a pinch hitter here for the or call on a pinch hitter for the Philadelphia. It's going to be Chris Cost. And Chris Cost, the catcher, is going to come up to hit against Dan Wheeler. And Cost is a right-hander who batted .263 and almost 300 bats. That's a 65 or a 6 column 6-5. It's a strikeout plus against a righty. He's a 9 -1 for the ballpark. That's an 8. So an 8 plus the 10, because that was a plus. It's going to be an 8 plus a 10 is 18. And we roll a strike 3. 2 outs. Back-to-back Ks by Dan Wheeler. Dan Wheeler was 5-6. 13 saves, a 3.12 ERA. And here's Jimmy Rollins with 2 outs. So the Tampa Bay Rays are 1 out away from winning the 2008 World Series replay. That's right, rewriting history. And that's 1-1, so it's going to be a strikeout plus against a righty. It's a 9. It becomes an 8 because of the ballpark. So an 8, the plus means a 10. So an 8 plus a 10 is an 18. And that's strike 3, and that's it. That's the ball game, guys. Oh, nope, I looked at the wrong card. Hold on. So it is a strikeout, but it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be, we roll the 17, and it's not going to be a strikeout because that's a 6. So that's a 6. So it's a 5 plus a 10 is 15. We roll the 17, so it's not a strikeout. Hold on, that foul tip. It's a foul tip. And Jimmy Rollins is going to get another crack at it with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th. The Phils are down by 1 run. They need this game to make it to go to game 6. And that's a 3-6, and that's he's batting lefty. So that's going to take it to Jimmy Rollins' card. Oh, actually, I should have looked at Jimmy Rollins' card already. And what was that, a 3-6 on Jimmy Rollins' card? Because that's where I was. It wasn't a strikeout. So 3-6 is going to be that's going to be a fly ball to deep right field. Rocco Baldelli is out there. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And he makes the catch, and the game is over. On my way. I get all these random calls, and I just click on I'm on my way. Every so often, I'll get a text saying, when are you coming? I say, I only go out after midnight. Anyway, that's the ball game, guys. That was Inside Pitch. I did a little bonus Inside Pitch there. The Tampa Bay Rays are 2008 World Champs. It was Rays 4 runs in the 8th inning. And we got to check and see. 4 big runs in the 8th inning. And let me see who won this game for the Rays. All right, they scored 4 runs in the 8th inning. Let's go to the scorebook for the Phillies. We had a new pitcher in the bottom of the 8th. So it was the first pitcher. The first pitcher, so the winner in this game was going to be Grant Balfour, and Wheeler's going to get a save, Dan Wheeler, and the loss is going to go to Brett Myers. And that's the ball game. That is the hold on a second. Does it go to Brett Myers? Let me double check Tampa Bay scorebook now. No. Tampa Bay scorebook, it's no, they didn't score any. Wow. They didn't score any in the 7th, so it was the 8th. So it's going to be the second pitcher that came in, gave up all the runs. So the loss is not going to go to Brett Myers, who pitched great. It's going to go to Chad Durbin, who got pounded. And that's the ball game. Let me send myself the email. I ordered the Inside Pitch 1976 season, so that's going to be fun. And we're going to get started right away with our Payoff Pitch series. I got it ready to roll. Don Cardwell is going for the Mets against Lou Brock, leading off. So let's try to do that. Move it to the side a little bit. We straighten it out. And here goes. Don Cardwell was 8-10 with a 3.01 ERA. And Lou Brock batted, I think that's it. I think about 285. All right. It's the top of the first inning here at Shea Stadium. This game was played on April 12th, 1969. It's Lou Brock leading off, the speedster. Stole 53 bases in 1969, followed by Curt Flood, the center fielder, Veda Pinson, batting third and right field. In the cleanup spot is Joe Torre, the commissioner of baseball, first baseman. Mike Shannon batting fifth at third base. Tim McCarver, the amazing broadcaster, at catcher batting sixth. Batting seventh is Javier Julian Javier, the second baseman, batting seventh. Batting eighth is Dal Maxwell, shortstop, and batting ninth is Dave Justy, the pitcher. I remember Dave Justy with the Pirates later on, I think. So anyway, we're going to get started. Now the way you play, got to change our dice. We're going to need 2 blue for the Mets and a 2 10-sided die. And we're going to start with the blues. And that's a 7. In play, we're going to look, he's a righty, so we're going to look at the 45, a righty in play, 45, and that's going to be a pop-up to the left side. And the second baseman, today the second baseman is, what's the name of that kid? Wayne Garrett. 1 out. Let's get the Shea Stadium. Not great for power hitters. Don Cardwell, an 11. That's going to be wheelhouse on Curt Flood. So 1 to 30 is a hit. 1 to 3 is a home run. And we roll a 44. and that's going to be a pop-up to the left side this time. That's the shortstop, Harrelson, calling for it. 2 up, 2 down. And that's a 7. 7 is in play. Veda Pinson, 71 in play, 71. And that's a ground ball hit up the middle, and Harrelson gets to it, spins, and throws him out. Nice play by Harrelson. 6-3 if you're scoring at home. 3 up, 3 down, so an easy inning for Don Cardwell. Now it's going to be Dave Justy. I'll tell you a little bit about Dave Justy. Let's move this over a little bit so everything gets into the, there we go. Should be able to see everything, pretty much, relatively speaking. Let's see if we can do this a little bit, make it a little bit better. All right. So Dave Justy was 3-7 with a 3.61 ERA on these cards, which are really, really nice, and which we're going to protect. We are going to protect these cards using the standard baseball sleeve, especially the pitchers who are grabbing all the time. Oh, and so he's protected, and it's going to be Tommy Agee leading it off for the Mets. So let's roll. That's a 9. A 9 is Patient, and he's a righty. So Patient 37, and that's going to be a line drive center field. Falls in there in front of the center fielder Kurt Flood for a single. So Agee's going to see if we can get a lead for him. He needs a 4, and he does get the 4. Now he's a C, and we're going to see what kind of an arm Tim McCarver has. Tim McCarver has a 3 arm. So he's basically, this is called normal, and we're going to pull a fast action card. There goes Agee, and he's a normal, and he is safe. So Agee, that's how you use the fast action card, so you don't have to use any charts. So Agee steals second base, so there's a runner in scoring position. Mets need to get runners in scoring position. They need to score some runs. All right. Dave Justy, that's a 6. Tough pitch to Rod Gasper, who's a switch hitter, so he'll be batting lefty, but that makes no difference. 42. So it's a tough 42, and against a right-hander. That's going to take us into the out column. It's a ground ball, hard hit right at the third baseman, Shannon. He looks, Agee back to second, fires to first. Oh, gets him by half a step. I'm going to redo that because I let him go to third. Hold on a second. I got to redo that play. Ground out, 5-3. Runner stays at second. Actually, roll a 10-sided die, and if it's a 2, he advances. And it's a 10, so he does not advance. Those are the averages for this era, more or less. 20%. Runner on second, 20% of the time, moves to third. Ball is headed short. That's to third base. To shortstop, it's 40% of the time. And then to first base and second base, I think first base is like 90% or 93, 94%. Second base is like 87%, so that's about a 90. So runner on second, 1 out. Wayne Garrett, the batter. This is his first start of the season. That's a 6. That's going to be a tough pitch to Wayne Garrett. And that's a 91. And that's going to be a ground ball. Actually, that's line and caught by the second baseman. So it's going to be an L4. Looked like it hit the ground, but was not so. L4. 2 out. Cleon Jones. Now, Cleon Jones is the guy the Mets want to have up. And that's going to be a 5, Patient. Cleon Jones batted .340. And that's going to be a Patient 12. Patient 12 is ball 4. So runners on first and second with 2 outs. Let's see if Ed Kranepool can come up clutch. Going to roll for Dave Justy. And it's going to be an 8. So that's a tough pitch. Wait a second. Did I just flip that over? I don't know. I may have flipped that over. I thought it was an 8, but I may have made a mistake. Let's roll again. It's an 11. That's defense. Let's pull a card. It says range second base. So let's see. Let's roll. Range goes up to 1 to 60, and this is a 56. So if he is an F, 56. So if he's a D, or an F, it's going to be a range on the second baseman, Julian Javier. Let's see what he is. Julian Javier. He's a D, and that's going to be a base hit of some kind. Let's see what happens here. So it was a range check. What kind of a hit? Oh, wait, we got to pull another card. It's going to be, wait a second, that was a second baseman. It's going to be a single. Runners advance 2 bases. So let's see what happens there. So there's first and second, so it's going to be first and third, and the Mets are up 1-0. Clutch hit by Ed Kranepool with 2 outs in the bottom half of the first inning. Ed Charles. That's going to be a 6. 6 is tough. Tough pitch. 30, that's going to be a wild pitch. 30 is a wild pitch. So let me find that. Wild pitch, wild pitch, wild pitch. There it is. So that's going to score a run. Gets away from McCarver, and that's going to score Jones. Kranepool is going to go to second. And it's Ed Charles. Here we go again. That's a 7. That's going to be in play on Justy's card. Mets lead it 2-0. So that's an in-play 83 against a righty. In-play 83, and that's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. Shortstop, Dallin Maxfield fires the first, and that retires the side. Mets pick up 2 runs. They lead it by a score of 2-0. Going to the top of the second. It's Don Cardwell. That's going to be a 3. It's ballpark. We're going to roll. He's a righty, so 1-32. We roll a 14, so that's going to be in Torrey's wheelhouse. 1-34, and that ball's out of here. And that is a hard hit ground ball right at the second baseman. Picks it up and throws out Brody. 4-3, 1 away. Wayne Garrett is second base for the Mets. Mike Shannon, that's an 8. Patient. Patient on Cardwell's card, and a patient 95. Patient 95, and that's going to be a fly ball left field. Shallow left. In comes Cleon Jones. Oh, nice catch. Shoestring catch by Cleon Jones. Nice play. Showing off the leather. And it's Tim McCarver. That's a 9. That's in play. Gets a righty, 37 in play. And that's going to be a ground ball at the third baseman. Charles fires the first and gets McCarver by plenty. And that retires the side. Go to the bottom of the second here at Shea Stadium. This is April 12th, 1969. We're broadcasting out of San Antonio, Texas. Dave Justy on the mound for the St. Louis Cardinals. That's an 8. That's a tough pitch. Tough pitch to Grody. And that's a tough 51. And that's going to be a ground ball up the middle and through into center field for a base hit. So Grody's got a hit. He's on at first. Bud Harrelson. That's in play. In play 13. And that's going to be a, let's pull a card for that. That's going to be a soft blooper into short right field. That drops in front of Veda Pinson. And runner's going to have to stop at second. He had to wait to see if that was going to drop or not. So back-to-back singles. Now we're going to get a bunt. And Cardwell, this is obvious that he's bunting. Not a great hitter, I don't think, with this card. Let's see where Cardwell, let's see where he is. Yeah, he's a 6 batting card. So a 6, And we're going to probably bunt. What kind of a bunter is he? He's a B bunter, but they're going to play in. Third base, first base are playing in. So this is going to be a C. We're going to put him down one, and we're going to pull a fast action card, see what happens. Look in the bunt section, and that's strike two. So that's strike two on Cardwell. He's going to try to bunt again. Here goes. And that's a bunted. He's bunted back to the pitcher. Justy looks at third base. Actually, looked at third. Right, looked at third base and changed his mind, throws to first, and that's going to be a successful bunt. So runners on second and third now. Runners on second and third. Nice bunt by the pitcher, Don Cardwell. And that's going to be, who got that? That was to the pitcher, 1-4, assist pitcher. Put out second baseman. And it's Tommy Agee. Now, Tommy Agee batted .275 in 1969. That's Snake Eyes' wheelhouse. Against a righty, 1-50 is a home run. See what happens. We may hit a 3-run homer here, but I doubt it now. It's 89. That's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. Ground ball to the shortstop. And that's going to score a run. Oh, wait a second. Grody's at third. No, they're going to hold up Grody. No way, Jose. They're not scoring with Grody. I don't care if they're playing back or not. So that's going to be an out, 6-3. Runners are going to hold. Stays at third. Stays at second. Anybody else would have scored, but not Grody. Here's Rod Gasper. That's an 8. That's a tough pitch. Tough pitch, a 44, a tough 44. And, oh, that's right outside of hit range, and that's going to be a ground ball. Third base. Fires to first. Shannon Tottori. And that retires the side. So Mets still lead at 2-0 after 2. We're at the top of the third. Don Cardwell on the mound. He's going to face Javier, Dal Maxville, and Dave Justy. That's a 7. An in-play 7. And that's an 85. Easy out. Grounded to short. Harrelson. Long throw. Gets him. Accurate arm, that Harrelson. Ballpark. It's a righty. Ooh, that's in play. In play 55. And that's going to be a ground ball. Second base this time. Wayne Garrett. Over to Cranepool. Oh, darn it. Let's undo that real quick. And it's going to be Garrett to Cranepool. 2 out. And it's the pitcher, Cardwell. That's a 7. That's an in-play roll off the pitcher. And that's going to be a 16, an in-play 16. He is a 9, I believe. Justy is a 9. In-play 16, and that's going to be a base hit. It's a base hit center field for Justy. He's on with a single, a 2-out single. Lou Brock, the batter. Cardwell looks in for the sign. Tough. Tough pitch. See if Brock can do anything with it. Tough pitch, 57. And he bloops it, and it's going to fall in right center field. So let's see what happens there. Runners are going to they're going to hold up. They're going to who is running? They're going to hold up the pitcher, Justy. Not going to advance on that. Kind of was unsure of what to do. There's 2 outs. I don't know if he knew how many outs there were. But runners on first and second. Curt Flood. Don Cardwell. Curt Flood batted 367 against left-handers. Man, I wouldn't want to be a left-hander facing him with 367. But 250. So overall, he batted about 300. And that's going to be a 5. 5 is in play. An in-play 27, and that's going to be a ground ball up the middle and through into center field with 2 outs. That may score Brock. No, Brock's at first. Brock's going to go over to third. So it's a 2-1 ball game. RBI single by Curt Flood. And there's runners on first and third now with 2 outs. See if Cardwell can get out of this jam here. It's Veda Pinson. That's a 3. That's ballpark. He's a lefty, so we have to roll that. That's going to be in play. In play 16, and that 16 is going to be a long single into the gap in center field. And Curt Flood is going to hustle over to third. So first and third, the game is tied. 2-2. Veda Pinson, a 2-out single. Now it's Joe Torre. That's a 6. Tough pitch. Let's see what Torre can do with it. A 26, a tough 26, a strike 3. Inning over. High fastball. Gets Torre. And side is retired. But the Cards pick up 2 runs to tie the ball game. Dave Justy is going to face Wayne Garrett. Mets need to get some offense. Mets do have 4 hits, but so do the Cards, so they're matching the Mets offense. That's a 6, so that's going to be a tough pitch. Let's see what Wayne Garrett can do with it. A 68, a tough 68, and that's going to be a grounder to short. Dal Maxwell fires to first and gets the hustling Garrett by half a step. Dave Justy to Cleon Jones. That's an 11. That's defense. We're pulling a card, and a potential error for the pitcher. Justy is a 3, and at Shea Stadium, it's a 1-44. We roll a 90, so that's going to be on a 1. On a 10-sided 1, it's a line drive to the pitcher. Oh, line drive. Nice catch by the pitcher. Holy smokes. Right back at him. Quick reflexes. L1, and that's 2 outs. And that's an 8. That's tough pitch to Ed Kranepool. And that's a tough 12, and that's going to be strike 3, and that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down for the Mets. 2-2 ball game. Cardwell is going to face Shannon, McCarver, and Javier. Oh, foul ball. Souvenir for the fans. That's 8. Patient 08. That's going to be ball 4. So we have a walk. Shannon is on with a walk, and let's see what kind of stolen base numbers he has. Now I stole 1 base, so we're not going to worry about that too much. It's a McCarver. That's a 10. It was a 10 for sure. 10 is defense. We're going to pull a card. And it says error shortstop. Let's see. That's a potential. Oh, that's going to definitely be an error. No doubt about it. Even if he's the best possible player, he's going to still get an error there. And error shortstop. It's going to be a 1-base error, so he hits off the heel of his glove and rolls away. We got runners on first and second. That's going to be reached first on error. Runner advances to second. It's going to be error shortstop. So Buddy Harrelson, the sure-handed Buddy Harrelson, makes an error. And Javier is on at first, and it's going to be Dal Maxwell. No. Mike Shannon. The error on McCarver. Okay. The error was on McCarver. He reached base. And now it was first and second. And then it's Julian Javier. All right, Julian Javier is going to bunt. We're going to bunt with him. He's a C bunter. He didn't bat too badly. You know what? We're gonna swing away with him. He's a pretty good, about 280 hitter. That's a 7. That's in play. Let's see what happens with Javier. 19, an in play 19, and that's going to be a hard grounder into left field. Runner on first advances to base. Runner on second scores. So the Cards take the lead, a 3-2 lead on a single by Javier. And McCarver hustles over to third base. Still no out. So now it's Dal Maxfield. And that's a 6. So that's going to be a tough pitch. Infield is back. That's an 81. So it's a tough 81. And that's going to be a grounder to shortstop. We're looking for a double play here. That would be nice. It's a 7. We need less than a 7. 7 or less on 2 6-sided dice. And that's a 9. So it's going to be a 6-4 fielder's choice. And that's going to allow a run to score. 6-4 fielder's choice. Runner on second is out. Other runner scores. So 1 out now. Pitcher, Dave Justy. That's an 8. Patient. And a patient 51. And that's going to be a fly ball, right field, shallow right field. In comes Gasper. He makes the catch, and that's 2 outs. And it's the top of the order, Lou Brock. Here's the pitch from Cardwell. That's an 8. That's patient. A patient 43, and that's going to be a sharp liner that drops in front of the left fielder, Cleon Jones. And that's going to send – who's on at first? That's going to send – got runner at first. Who was that? Dal Maxfield. I think Maxfield can make it. Let's see what he is. He is a 6. So, yes, he'll make it to third. So, first and third now. And it's Curt Flood. So, this is a tough inning. He's faced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is going to be his 7th batter of the inning. So he's really struggling here. This is a high stress inning. Should have like a special modifier for this kind of an inning on Cardwell. All right, let's see what happens. Curt Flood. It's a heck of a hitter. That's in play, not what you wanted to see. So we need a high roll here, and we're not going to get it. That's a 20. So a 20 is going to be a single. And it's going to be a hard grounder into left field. And the runner on second is going to score. But there was no runner on second. So Curt Flood's going to hustle over to Brock is going to hustle over to third. Dal Maxfield is going to score. RBI single. First and third again. And the score is Cards 5, Mets 2. So this is slowly but surely getting out of reach. And we're gonna pull Don Cardwell here. We're gonna bring in Tug McGraw. We are gonna bring in Tug McGraw. See if we can. Oh boy! All right, let's bring in Tug McGraw. So Tug McGraw is in there. He's going to face Veda Pinson, lefty on lefty. New pitcher. McGraw, let's see where he is. There he is. That's 9th. All right. Tug McGraw's in the ballgame. Veda Pinson. Oh, jeez. I almost caught it. Let's use these two. All right, that's a 7. Tough 7. Tough pitch to Veda Pinson, 0-3. Strike 3. Tug McGraw comes in there, blows one by Veda Pinson, and that retires the side. But not before the Cardinals take a 5-2 lead. They score 3 runs in that inning. Holy smokes. See what happens. See if the Mets can score some runs here. Dave Justy against Ed Charles. All right, Snake Eyes, which is wheelhouse. So a 1-19 is a home run, and we roll a 50, and that's going to be an out. Mets have been having some atrocious rolls. That's a deep fly ball to right field. And Veda Pinson is there, one away. That's a 6. That's a tough pitch. 3-3. Tough pitch to Ed Charles. And that's a 25, a tough 25, and that's strike 3. 2 outs. I'm sorry, that was Jerry Grody. So I have the results here. It was a 6. It was a tough 25, and it's still strike 3. All right. Let's get our focus back. Bud Harrelson. Patient pitch. Patient. Showing his patience, 31. A patient 31 is going to be a base on ball, so Harrelson gets on. He walks. See if we can get a lead for Buddy. No, he only had one stolen base. We're not going to worry about that. Well, it's Tug McGraw now, and Tug McGraw is going to have to bat because we want him to go. We're not going to be pulling guys. So Tug McGraw is a 5 hitter. So we can roll with him, and we're going to see what happens here. That's a 6. That's a tough pitch. A tough 92. That would have been an out with anybody. That's a fly ball, shallow left field. Brock comes in, makes the catch, and that retires the side. All right. So Justy settled down. Tug McGraw is going to face Torrey Shannon and Tim McCarver. All right, it's an 8. That's a tough pitch. A tough 99, and that's going to be popped up. Third baseman Charles calling for it. Makes the catch, 1 out. Torrey's down. Shannon. That's a 5. That's a patient. A patient 21, and that's going to be ball 4. So that's a walk for Mike Shannon. And it's Tim McCarver. Pitch from McGraw is a tough one, and that's a tough 52 from a lefty. Tough 52, and that's going to be a fly ball. Shallow popped up, and wait a second. Back goes Charles. He's calling for this. Oh, makes a nice over-the-shoulder catch. Mets veteran, flashing the leather. Showboating a little bit. 4 in play. In play 51 against a lefty. In play 51, that's going to be an out. And that's going to be a ground ball third base. Charles fires to first, and that retires the side. So we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning now. Cards are up 5-2. Another loss for the Mets. I can't win a game. And not the way I like to start a season. That's going to be an 8. Tough pitch. Doesn't make really a difference. 77. In this case, it does. That's going to be a fly ball center field. Pounding the glove is Flood. Squeezes it. 1 down, Rod Gasper. And that's a 10. That's in play. 89, and that's going to be an out. It's a ground ball shortstop, Dal Maxwell. Throws low, but scooped up by Torrey. 2 out. In play, Wayne Garrett. That's a 0, and in play 0-5. And that's going to be a ball that's pulled down the line into the right field corner. Veda Pinson, it rolls away from him. Garrett is thinking about 3, and he's headed there. Here's a relay, and he is out. No, he's safe. Oh, man. Shannon dropped the ball. Wow. It looks like Wayne, looking at the replay, it looks like Wayne Garrett kicked it out of his glove. Holy smokes. And here comes the Cardinal manager, not happy. Not sure who the Cardinal manager was in '69. But he's not happy, and he's talking to the umpire. They're going at it. All right, so it's a triple. It's a triple for Wayne Garrett. A 2-out triple for Wayne Garrett. off Dave Justy, and it's Cleon Jones. This is the guy you want up right here. That's a 7. That's going to be in play. In play all the way up to 38 is a hit. We're not going to get that. Oh, 38. Line drive base hit for Cleon Jones. 5-3 ball game. So Cleon Jones is going to try to get a lead. And a 4 he does. And let's see what happens to Jones. He is safe. There goes Jones, and he is safe. Stolen base for Cleon Jones. Ed Kranepool now. There's some action in the bullpen for the Cards in play. And that's going to be a 0-7, and that's going to be lined base hit, and that's going to score Cleon Jones. And it's a 5-4 Met Cardinal lead. 5-4 Cardinal lead right now. Scoring is Cleon Jones. Ed Charles, the batter, and that looks like it's going to be off for Justy. And we're going to check real quick and see who they were pitching. They didn't pitch anybody in this game because this game was a complete game. Let's see who they pitch in the next game, what relief pitchers. The next game was Bob Gibson, and that was a complete game. Good old 69. Okay, they got a guy named Wazlewski. Let's look for Wazlewski. Let's see where he is. And Wazlewski's going to come in. Gary Wazlewski. He's in there to face Ed Charles, new pitcher, Wazlewski. He's going to bat 9th. All right. There's 2 outs. Scores 5-4. Runners on first base. Ed Kranepool. Let's see if Ed Kranepool is running it all. Well, you have 3 stolen bases. Let's see if we can get one here. Nope. All right. Gary Wazlewski, that's a 6. Now, Wazlewski had a 3.92 ERA and was 0-2 in 12 games. He does pitch in the next couple of games. That's a 6 patient. A patient 73 on a right-hander, and that's going to be an out. That's going to be a fly ball center field. On the run is Flood in the gap. Oh, nice catch. Kurt Flood flashing the leather in center field. But the Mets claw back, and they get within 1 run and drive out Dave Justy. So let's see what McGraw could do. McGraw has to hold off the Cardinals' offense. Tug McGraw. We go to the top of the 6th. That's Snake Eyes. That's a wheelhouse. Wheelhouse for Maxville against the lefties. 1-10 is a home run. We rolled a 44, and that's going to be a ground ball third base. Charles up with it, fires to first, and gets him. Oh, just by half a step. Don Maxville hustling down that line. And that's going to be an in play to the pitcher, Wazlewski. Let's see what Wazlewski's batting. He's a 3, so we're going to have to pull a 3 card for him. Where do they have those? A 3, yeah. We're not making a lot of changes in these games, I'll tell you right now. Pitchers are batting. I'm sorry. Only after like the 7th or 8th or something like that, but I'm not going to run out of pitchers, and they're not using a lot of pitchers. I'm looking for a 3, and I'm looking for a 3-batter hitting card. Pitcher batting card, excuse me. Pitcher batting card, a 3. All right, so Wazlewski is going to bat. That's a 4. That's in play. Wazlewski, a 65. In play 65, and that's going to be a ground ball second base. 2 outs. Garrett to Kranepool. It's going to be Lou Brock. 2 outs. Top of the 6th inning. Foul ball. Souvenir for a fan, a lucky fan. That's a 10. That's patient. And it's a patient 39. Patient 39, and that's going to be a ground ball up the middle and through into center field. So Brock is on with a single. And Brock's going to try to get a lead. His lead number is a 6, and we roll a 7, so he does not get that lead. Kurt Flood. And that's a 10. A 10 is patient. to Flood, and that's a 57, a patient 57. That's going to be a line drive base hit to left. And that's going to move Brock to third. First and third now with 2 outs. And it's Veda Pinson. It's 5-4 ball game, so the Mets don't want to allow the Cardinals to score any more runs. That's a 5. That's patient again. And a patient 55, and that's going to be a line drive base hit to right, and that's going to score a run. Hustling over to third is Curt Flood. First and third. 6-4 Cardinals. Tug McGraw to Joe Torre. Snake Eyes wheelhouse, so that's not good. 1-40 is a home run. That's a deep drive to left field. Back goes the left fielder to the track, to the wall. It's out of here. And that's going to be a 3-run home run, and this breaks it open for the Cardinals. Joe Torre connects back-to-back days against Met pitching, and the score now is 9-4 Cardinals. Wow, this takes the wind out of our sails for sure. Mets fans are headed towards the exits. That's 5. Patient 28. And that's going to be ball 4. So that's going to be it. We're going to pull. He can't go any farther. I mean, he's done. We're going to pull McGraw here. And we're going to bring in Cal Coons. Doesn't matter at this point who we bring in. Cal Coons is going to come in here. All right. So it's Tim McCarver. And that's a 3. That's patient again. I think we rolled that 6-7 times. And it's a 94, patient 94 against a righty, and that's going to be a fly ball right field. In comes Gasper. He's there, makes the catch. And that retires the side finally, but the Cardinals pick up 4 big runs after the Mets had clawed to within 1. The Cardinals come back and score a whole bunch. And the score now is 9-4. 9-4 Cardinals. Jerry Grody, Bud Harrelson, and Cal Coons. Wazlewski, 7, in play. In play 60. In play 60 against a righty, and that's going to be a ground ball, a fly ball, to right field. 1 out. Bud Harrelson. That's a 4. That's a tough pitch. See what Harrelson can do with it. 34. Tough pitch 34, and that's going to be a ground ball up the middle and through to center field. So a hit for Harrelson. That's Harrelson's second hit of the game. He's 2 for 2. And it's the pitcher spot, Cal Coons, 9-4. I don't know that we're going to pinch hit for Cal Coons. Let's see. What did I do with Coons now? I should have put him on top. Oh, I put him on the bottom. He's in 11, so he's a pretty decent hitter, so we're going to let him bat. We're going to let Cal Coons bat. We're just finding an 11 batter pitcher hitting card. All right, let's get him to hit Cal Coons against Wazlewski. That's going to be a 7. A 7 is in play. And in play 90, 96. That's an out no matter who's batting. It's a fly ball, shallow left field. In comes Brock, makes the catch for out number 2. Yep. And now it's Tommy Agee. Tommy Agee is up. Tommy Agee is 1 for 3. That's going to be a 4. You're looking at a tough 2-2. Tough pitch to Agee. That's a 43. Tough 43, and that's going to be strike 3. Agee swinging for the fences as usual. Strikes out to end the inning. So we go to top of the 7th. Cal Coons pitching for the Mets. He's going to face Julian Javier, Dal Maxville, and Wazlewski. That's a 4 patient. A patient 80 against a righty, and that's going to be a pop-up to the shortstop. Harrelson calls for it, makes the catch, 1 away. Let's throw them all down at the same time here. Make my life a little bit faster in the crappy game. 5. That's a tough pitch. A tough 0-7. That's strike 3. Dal Maxville. Down on strikes. 2 outs. And pitcher Gary Wazlewski. He's a 3 pitcher hitting card. And that's going to be a 7. That's in play 40. In play 40, and that's going to be an out. What kind of an out? That's going to be a ground ball, third base. Charles up with it, fires to first, and that retires the side. Go to the bottom of the 7th. See if the Mets can get something going, but that's doubtful at this point. It's going to be 2, 3, and 4 hitters. Gasper leading it off against Wazlewski. And that's going to be a 4, a tough 52, and that's going to be an out. That's going to be a fly ball to right, 1 down. Wayne Garrett. That's a 4. That's another tough pitch. A tough 55, and that's going to be line drive, base hit to right. Veda Pinson plays it on a hop. And that's the second hit of the game for Wayne Garrett. He's 2 for 3. He's got a single and a triple. 2 for 4, excuse me. Cleon Jones. Cleon Jones is 1 for 2 with a walk and a single. That's going to be a 10. That's going to be a tough 11, and that's strike 3. Cleon Jones down on strikes. 2 out. And it's Ed Kranepool. Ed Kranepool's 2 for 3. 7 in play. In play 51. In play 51, and that's going to be a fly ball left field. So Kranepool pokes at it, sends it the other way to shallow left. Right there is Brock, and that retires the side. No surprise there. Top of the 8th. Coons is still in the ball game. He's a long reliever. Hasn't given up really any runs at all. All right, Cal Coons against Lou Brock. That's a 9. A 9 is ballpark. A 27 against a lefty is going to be in play. An in play 24 is going to be a base hit for Lou Brock, and that's Brock's 4th hit of the game, 4th single of the game. And Brock's not going to steal in a 9-4 game. You know what? It's still not. Let's try to see if we get a lead. 6. There goes Brock. And Brock is a B stealer. And he is safe. So Brock steals 2nd. So Kurt Flood now. Against Cal Coons. That's a 6. A tough 49. A tough 49. And that's going to be a ground ball to third base. If we roll a 1 or a 2, he moves to 2nd. He does not. Charles holds him. 5-3. He does not advance. And that's 1 out. Veda Pinson. That's a 6. Tough pitch 0-8. And that's strike 3. Pinson strikes out. High cheese gets Pinson. And Joe Torre. With runners on 2nd, do I rather pitch to Torre or do I rather pitch to Shannon? Shannon had a great no. I'm going to pitch to Shannon. I'm going to walk Torre. He's given us enough trouble. So let's walk Torre. Going to walk, and we're going to toggle that. We toggled the wrong thing. There we go. There we go. All right. So Mike Shannon now. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a 7 in play, 13, and that's going to be a line drive. Base hit. Torrey is going to score. No. Torrey walked. Excuse me. Runner on second was Brock. He scores. Torrey goes to third. RBI single for Shannon. So he gets his revenge for being walked, intentionally walked. Well, for Torrey being intentionally walked ahead of him, Mike Shannon gets his revenge, and it's Tim McCarver, 13 hits for the Cards and 10 runs. Is the pitch from Coons, and that's an 11. Defense. We're going to pull it. It's a range second base. We rolled a 27, so that's going to be some sort of range thing. Because I think that second baseman Garrett is an F range, so that's definitely some sort of range thing. That's going to be a single. Runners advance one base. So it's an RBI single for McCarver. And that's going to be it. That's going to be it for Al Coons. We're bringing in somebody else. So let's see who we're going to bring in here real quick. Ron Taylor, Archansky. Nolan Ryan, bringing in Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan's coming in for the Mets. New pitcher, Ryan, batting ninth. Okay. And against Javier. And that's a 9. That's a patient 80 against another righty. That's going to be a pop-up. Harrelson calling everybody off. He's under it, makes the catch. And that retires the side. Holy smokes. So the Cardinals pick up 2 more runs. It's like a cemetery here. It's as quiet as a cemetery here at Shea Stadium. And it's going to be Ed Charles leading it off against Wazlewski in the bottom of the 8th. That's an 8 in play, 0-4. And that's going to be a ball that's driven into the gap, left center field gap. After it is Brock. And into second base is Charles with a leadoff double. Jerry Grody. 4, tough. A tough 34. Tough 34. That's strike 3 on Grody. Grody strikes out. 1 out. Next is Bud Harrelson. And that's an 8 in play 66. And that's a ground ball, second base. Over to third is Charles. And it's a pitcher spot, 11-4. Who do we bring in? Nolan Ryan. We're going to let Nolan Ryan bat. Nolan Ryan was a pitcher hitting card 3. Do I have one of those? I have one of those somewhere. Let's see if we can track it down. Pitcher hitting card 3. So Nolan Ryan's going to bat. Can't find a 3. Jesus. Would have been easier to bring in a pinch hitter and another pitcher. Not in a game like this. This is just, there it is. Pitcher hitting card 3. And that's an 1179. 11 is tough, and a 79, a tough 79 is going to be a strike 3. So Nolan Ryan strikes out, and that's going to retire the side. So Nolan Ryan here in the top of the 9th is going to face Dal Maxwell, Gary Wazlewski, and then Lou Brock, who has 4 hits today. That's going to be an 8. That's a tough pitch, 72, a tough 72. And that's going to be a fly ball center field. And right there is Tommy Agee. He squeezes it. Wazlewski. That's a 5. That's patient. A patient 46. Patient 46, and that's going to be a ground ball to third base. Charles up with it, fires to first, and gets him by half a step, hustling down that line. So Wazlewski is so excited about pitching for this long in a game that he is hustling down that line as a base runner. Here's Luke Brock. Now Luke Brock has 4 hits today. See if he can get his 5th hit. He's 4 for 5. That's a 3. That's patient. A patient 57 may do it. Patient 57. Oh no, goes up to 50. That's going to be a ground ball to Charles third. Gets rid of it quickly, and he is out at first. Oh, just beat him. Throw just beat him. Bottom of the 9th. Wazlewski's going to finish this off. Great pitching performance by Wazlewski. He's going to face the top of the order. And that's a 5. Ballpark 57. That's going to be in play. In play 0-3. And that's going to be a ball that's stroked into the gap. Agee is going to walk into second base with a leadoff double. That's the Mets' 11th hit of the game. Next is Gasper. That's a 7. That's in play 54. And in play 54 is a fly to right. Right fielder is Veda Pinson. Makes the catch. Wayne Garrett. 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th for the Mets. Cardinals are winning 11-4. 8. That's an 8. That's in play 91. And in play 91 is lined and caught by the second baseman. Who is that? Julian Javier. L4. If you're scoring at home, which you should be. And it's Cleon Jones. Cleon Jones today is 1 for 3. He's walked, lined out, singled, and struck out. Runner on second base. And that's going to be a 10 tough, a tough 45. And a tough 45 is going to be a line drive base hit. And that's going to score Tommy Agee 11-5. RBI single for Cleon Jones. And it's Ed Kranepool. There's some action in the St. Louis bullpen now. 7 in play, 0-5. In play 0-5, and that's going to be line base hit to right. And Veda Pinson plays it on the hop, and over to third goes Cleon Jones, first and third, and that's going to be it for Wazlewski. So they're going to bring in a new pitcher. Let's see who they bring in here. Guy named Horner, Joe Horner. Should have him in here somewhere. Let's see if Joe Horner's in there. There he is. Joe Horner comes in. Finish it off. He's a left-hander facing Ed Kranepool. Excuse me, facing Ed Charles. Ed Charles the batter. Now Charles is 1. He is 1 for 4 with a double. Joe Horner. Let's get Joe Horner in the game real quick. We may have to write him in. But I don't think he's in there. He is not in there. Let me see. Horner. He is there. All right. Joe Horner's got him in though. All right. Ed Charles. To Joe Horner, Ed Charles. 4. That's in play 61. And in play 61, and that's going to be a ground ball second base. Julian Javier flips to Torrey, and that retires the side. Game is over. Mets lose it by a score of 11-5. I'll give you the rundown of the line score was Cardinals, 11 runs, 14 hits, no errors. The Mets, 5 runs, 13 hits, and 1 error. And let's see. Let's look at some stats that I may be able to give you some stats. Mets have a team batting average of what? Let's see. So far, Mets have a team batting average of 231. I don't know what it was in real life. So we're finishing this off. Wait a second. Let's do that again. Let's do the end game. So Justy wins it. Oh no, wait. It was Wazlewski who won it, I believe. Let's double check that. Hold on a second. Wazlewski came in. Oh no, Wazlewski came in. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. So the Mets scored 2 in the first, and then they scored 2 in the fifth. Yeah, so Wazlewski's going to get the victory. Thought so. Wazlewski gets the victory, and Cardwell gets a loss. He got banged up pretty severely. And we're going to set up the scorebook, and then we're going to exit what we got to exit, export, add 69 cards. I don't understand this. Update. Huh. It's interesting. All right. And then we're going to do the same thing for the Mets. And that's all she wrote. All right. So, guys, thanks for stopping by and watching. We got one more game with the Cardinals. I'll tell you who it is before I leave you. Let me just take a look at the real quickly. One more minute. 1 minute. I'm done. Just give me 1 minute. I'm giving you the next. It's going to be Bob Gibson against Tom Seaver. I don't think you want to miss that one. All right, guys. Take care. This is CP Cards and Dice saying hasta luego.